How's it going, guys? Dylan from If Cars Could Talk, and I hope everyone's doing well today. Well, squeeze me over here. We got a hell of a lot of Rolls Royce in the way. And how lucky am I to have two Rolls Royces behind me in our driveway. In fact, we're going to be doing a video with them today, Don't Tell Daddy. One that's going to be a little less serious because, well, I've been doing all of these very research-orientated videos recently, and I got to tell you, it's grueling me, and I want to have a little bit of fun today. So, by the way, check those out. One of them is on the myth of the annual service, and the other one is, well, how the EU is going to be killing the combustion engine, and specifically how it's affected Aston Martin. Regardless, guys, I have two Rolls Royces behind me today, and I'm not going to be chauffeuring anyone. No, we are going to be drag racing them. That's right. That's about 12,000 pounds of Rolls Royce going down the road at speed. Alright, yes, I know it is a bit silly to, well, drag race two Rolls Royces, but somehow we have two Rolls Royces. We just got this 2021 and we have had this one since, well, forever. So they work together from a speed point of view because, let's be honest, everybody's always comparing the plushness of their leather or the lacquer on their veneer. But regardless, well, how do these things compare in terms of speed? And no, that's not a stupid question, because contrary to popular belief, these cars are fast. And, well, who else gets to do this? Because the average owner of these cars, is about 100 years old, and the actions they usually take place in is not drag racing, but rather going to the country club on a weekday or spreading Grey Poupon on whatever you spread Grey Poupon on. Regardless, before we go off, or take off, or waft off, whatever these things do, let me show you their engines and kind of tell you the stats about them and what makes them so fast in the first place. Alright, so starting with our Dawn, pretty impressive looking engine. As I said, 12 cylinders, it's a 6.0 liter and it's twin turbocharged, which puts out about 560 horsepower. Did I read that right? No, I'm joking, I didn't, I memorized it. But, I mean, that's pretty impressive because it propels the car to 4.3, 0 to 60. Now onto the Phantom. Alright, now onto the massive land yacht. Sorry, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. The hinge is actually in a different place. God, it's so damn heavy. Not only that, it's different in the sense that, well, it doesn't have a big ugly plastic cover over the engine that I see in all these cars today. It's so nice to see this really beautifully laid out engine. I mean, look at the effort they put into all the symmetry with the hoses, or symmetry, or however you want to put it. Regardless, it's a massive naturally aspirated 6.75 liter V12, which you could honestly see them just taking from a fighter pilot plane like a Spitfire, because actually Rolls-Royce obviously used to make, well, the airplane engines. But regardless, it is down on power. It's about 450 horsepower. The 0 to 60 slower at 5.7 as well. But it is naturally aspirated, so we are going to get that power probably a little bit quicker without a delay. And the other thing is, well, you guys probably wouldn't know, but this massive 20-foot long land yacht is actually lighter than the Dawn. And it's because I used some crazy light materials throughout the car. Like, well, a lot of it's aluminum. In fact, these little weld marks here apparently are the longest continual welds in the automotive industry, or at least when the car came out. In addition, another little secret about the, well, Rolls Royce is in 2004, they made this front bumper out of carbon fiber on the first generation, I believe, of the Phantom. And that's back when, well, Ferrari wasn't even making carbon fiber bodies other than their, well, super nice F40s or whatever it is. So, you know, shame on them, but good for freaking Rolls Royce.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it will cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was sold. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there.
The Phantom is just in front of us, hard to miss it. It's very, very hot, so I apologize to my brother filming right now. 91 degrees, but of course we have to have the roof off in this car and the AC blaring, so hopefully you can hear me. Regardless, I just want to show them this. There's essentially a little button here called low gear, and basically, obviously, there's no paddle shifters in this car. You can't shift with any like center thing or anything like that. And what that does is it puts it in first gear, because all Rolls Royces usually will start out in second gear so that they're smoother and quieter. But that's not what we want today. We want all the power, all the speed, everything, so we can really properly demonstrate how these things are going to compare. I don't know which one will win. Obviously, the numbers are in this car's favor, but I gotta tell you, I've been in that car, and it's, well, embarrassed quite a few cars that it probably shouldn't have. Regardless, we're having a bit of fun, and this gives me an excuse to talk to you guys about our Rolls Royces. All right, so we are aboard our Rolls Royce Dawn with the Rolls Royce Phantom just up ahead, and we're trying to find some safe roads to do this on. We're not going to be exceeding speed limits or doing anything crazy. These are closed off roads, and basically we're going to be racing these two. As I said, first I'm going to be in this car, so we're going to see it from my perspective in the Dawn, and then we're going to see it from my perspective in the Phantom. I just hope, well, the other car doesn't lose when I'm in it. Hey. You hear the tires squealing? Hey. Let's do a rolling start. I'm gonna honk and we'll do it, all right? Okay. Get up next to me. Two. No, that's the problem when your dad's drag racing you. It's 3 honks and then go. All right, 1, 2, 3. No way, the Dawn's taking it. All right, 1, 2, 3. The Phantom had me in the beginning though, and it maybe has got to do with the turbos. That was crazy. We are clearly really bad at drag racing.
But this car's not shabby, eh?
No, the turbos, I think in this took too long to kick in, or I don't know what it was. Are you in low gear?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Hello, fellow Rolls Royce owner.
Okay, let's get this one.
Okay, quick, go. Build the revs. I love how I'm yelling build the revs in a Rolls Royce. We did a quick little Le Mans switch there. So now I'm, how do you even turn this? Okay, there. Now I'm in another Rolls Royce. What a day, right? We're in the Phantom, obviously. Now, similar situation here with the low gear situation. Said situation twice. Anyway, sorry, we're in a bit of rush, so my mind's not working very well. But regardless, there's a low button here instead of on, well, the stock, and it will give you like a little, God damn, oh, I have to put it in drive. Gives you a little low indication here for L. So that puts us in the, make sure we're in the first gear. It's weird because even though they're both Rolls Royces, these buttons are in different areas. Anyway, we're gonna find some more stoplights. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah, the traction cut in. Nah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Start honking, ready? 1, 2, 3. It cut in real quick with the naturally aspirated. So here comes the Dawn, and it wins. Wow, very impressive, dude.
I put my mind up, I waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control.
That was pretty insane. I mean, just to drive with two, God, I'm not gonna make it. Am I gonna make it? This thing, my dad was saying this thing looks like a giant battleship on the road. It's massive, but so is the other Rolls Royce we have as well. And they're so different. I mean, this is so much more old school. But I mean, I don't know, they were both really fast. This is very tricky to take off. As I said, the tires squeal, and if they squeal, the traction cuts in and you get kind of a worse start. But we did rolling starts and we did stoplight, you know, kind of starts as well. We got a mix of both. Regardless, we proved that this car is still very fast, but I mean, that Dawn is insane. It's crazy how fast these modern Rolls Royces are, and they're over 6,000 pounds. I mean, that's a hefty, giant ship of a car. But it just goes to show what these twin turbochargers are now doing today when you add it on to an already large literage V12. I guess I'm just gonna miss these engines one day when we go down to the 6-cylinder eco whatever it is that probably will end up coming next, or God forbid, maybe even electric Rolls-Royce. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. Regardless, that was quite an awesome experience to see both these cars going side by side, and I think we definitely, well, gave the neighborhood a bit of, well, entertainment as well. All right, they're all parked up, and I have to say, my YouTube channel allows me to do some pretty rad stuff. Drag racing 2 Rolls Royces is kind of a bucket list item, I think, for everyone, and obviously we're incredibly lucky to have the cars that we do, and well, we enjoy it, and I'm showing you right now. We don't just leave these things in the garage. We just took them out to drag race. And 2 great things, by the way. I'm in one piece and I'm not in handcuffs. That's pretty awesome. Just to quickly kind of go over what we found out. Obviously the Dawn's faster. It's got more horsepower, you know, by over, well, almost 100 horsepower. So that's obviously going to take it there. And I think it's obviously because of those twin turbochargers. You have the old school versus the new school. And well, obviously the Phantom, I said, is a little bit lighter, but they're both, let's be honest, morbidly obese Rolls Royces. Nonetheless, though, what I found is in the rolling start, the Phantom had the upper hand immediately just because the engine kicks in straight away. You don't have the turbochargers having to spool or anything like that in the case of, well, the Dawn. When it came to the stoplight racing, it was trickier to drive the Phantom because obviously I said when you put it in low gear or first gear, a lot more torque goes to the wheels and it allows it to spin, and if it spins, the traction cuts in and it makes the start a little bit slower. So we had to do a lot of different takes with that. And the Dawn was just drama free. You floor it and it does it for you. Just like, I guess, new cars today. So somehow, that Phantom's a little bit analog. I know that word gets thrown around so much. Oh, look at my analog Ferrari. Well, analog Rolls Royce right there, but maybe that's not the goal with a Rolls Royce. Nonetheless, guys, a few more sentiments to tell you. Well, if you want to see what type of equipment I use, check the Amazon links below. Guys, if you want to see me on more things, I'm of course on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a damn like, and you know what? You better subscribe too. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Hoping it will cave and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was told. Why am I